Welcome to the If You Know You Know podcast with your boy YBN Vlad.
And your boy Rashad. I'm not YBN today, I'm just regular.
You just Rashad today. You just Rashad. 3, 2, 1. We're here.
Hopefully you can hear us a lot more clearer. We did a little Christmas upgrade. We wanted to be more professional, take it to the next level, as people would say. So coming to you, every week on a Thursday, smooth sounds from Rashad and Vlad.
Word. And then pre-production today was a lot shorter than it usually is because
we
a
got
little bit of holiday cheer. My man Rashad's birthday came up. Happy birthday, Rashad.
Thank you. Big 2-9 now, so we're just going to wait till next year to hit that big 3-0.
You already know.
Oh, it's going to get...
Tell them what you got yourself for your birthday. The most professional thing you ever bought in your life.
So I got, some gold, I bought a gold chain, bought a new Cuban link.
I ain't talking about the chain.
And I bought some grills.
I'm talking about the grill. What they caught the grill?
14 karat bottom grills. I came alive in the nighttime. They said I transformed when I put them in.
That was your fucking Green Lantern ring?
Yeah.
Took some shit on, chain turned real different real quick.
Everybody was like, damn, this nigga turned into a whole new motherfucker. But listen, that's what comes with it. You're allowed to treat yourself and celebrate and tap into your culture, your roots, or however you want to present yourself.
Dude, you done preach all that shit you done been preaching on here for whatever amount of episodes we've been doing this, and the first 3 things you caught was a Mercedes, a chain,
yes,
and a grill.
Yes, so
yo,
the grill is 14 karat. So if I ever need money, I can just go melt it down, and I get money for the gold.
Okay.
The chain,
spit that.
It's gold, it's
Spit
weighted.
that.
I can get money for it. It's an investment. It's not like I'm spending, it's not like I'm spending $1,000 on some sneakers that if I wear them, they're gonna fall apart over time. So those are investments. My car, I'm allowed to buy quality and enjoy my time, and plus they do retain value better over time.
So this is a different flavor of stunting. This is a little bit different because normally niggas is usually stunting with shit that's gonna depreciate and shit that don't really have value.
Yeah.
Whatever. But you trying to stunt, but keep it a little bit more educated. This the educated stunt. Cause you stunting and you buying jewelry now, but you trying to purposely buy jewelry that you could always turn around and bring back to your pocket if you need to.
That's the goal. I really how most.
That's
people...
different. I never heard nobody buying a grill and thinking. I mean, I don't know because I don't really know that many niggas with grills, but buying a grill with the intention of knowing that it's gonna retain its value rather than the way it looks.
Yeah,
it's a little bit different.
Well, most people when they buy jewelry and stuff, like me and Leek were talking about it. Shout out to Leek, but we were like. When we went to the, we went to the jeweler, and I was just like, I don't want no diamonds. I don't want no special anything because I want it to hold its value. So when you think about all these celebrities getting these super iced out chains and VVS diamonds, that shit loses value over time because nobody wants to. If you need to sell that, and say you bought it for $200,000, and that's mainly just because of the design you got or whatever, people are not gonna buy that. That's not something, but you can buy a solid gold chain with no diamonds in it, and it's gonna hold its value. Same with people who buy Rolexes and I got a bust down Rolex. Nobody wants a bust down fucking Rolex.
Yeah, I actually want a Rolex. I really want to buy myself a watch. I was gonna buy myself one this year, but I had other shit going on. But I hate the shit that got all the extra shit in it.
But Rolexes retain their value.
You don't do anything.
So if you just go get a Rolex, real Rolexes, they're like $34,000, and even if you hold one for if they're a couple years, older, you can get one for about $8,000. But the reason that it's still $8,000 is because it holds its value. But once you bust it down and put diamonds into it, not everybody wants that.
So you saying if Fat Joe gave me one of his Terror Squad chains and I try to go sell it, I'm not gonna get anything. I'm not gonna get what I think I could get for it.
Who the fuck wants a Terror Squad chain? But if you have, 18 karat Cuban link and it's just a Cuban link, people gonna take that in a heartbeat because it's just the gold. It's gold and it's weighted gold. You can melt that down, or you can just sell the chain. It's not like you got an iced out Jesus piece. Not everybody wants an iced out Jesus piece. Or think about your car when you get say somebody super souped up a BMW. You got it sounding like Fast and the Furious. Then you have matte tints. You got the neon lights under it. when you go to sell that, you can only sell it to that person who, to a person who values those things.
Yeah.
Because you've stripped it of its normal value or of what it's like.
That's like when they say your warranty go away because you changed some shit.
Yeah. Otherwise, just buy it. Like, think about it. If I bought a Rolex right now and it's 40 grand, and I just got a $40,000 Rolex on my wrist, and I didn't ice it out and bust it down, people will look at you and say like, "Oh, is this really? Is this? That's not a Rolex." Opposed to most people just having the perception of it being just super iced out. You got to just get that 40,000 Rolex. But if you, first of all, don't buy no Rolex if you don't have no house or if you don't have $40,000 cash in your account on top of the $40,000 Rolex, do not go buy it. And that should be the rule of thumb with anything that you buy. If you don't have double that, don't buy it because you're putting yourself in a hole. Like, I mean, it's plain and simple. Most people will go, "Oh, I'm gonna buy $1,000 flight to go here and I'm gonna figure it out," but you don't got $1,000. So let's say the flight is 1,000, but you don't have 2,000. You have 1,100, and you're gonna max out this card to go take this flight, but you don't got the money to replenish that if need be immediately.
Kanye went to jig up for 25,000 before he bought a house. He said he'll do it again.
Yeah, he did. But I mean, granted, Kanye was
he was already in his bag at that moment anyway.
He was touching money at that point. So, he knew it was coming.
He shouldn't even said that because he preached the
wrong message. Like, no. But in terms of that, you want things to retain their value. You don't want to like stretch.
Matter of fact, I think that 25,000 came from an advance.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what the fuck, nigga? You acting like you did it on some. You knew what was going on, but you had
getting his money back.
Yeah.
Nah, but this is the last episode of the year, last episode of the decade.
2019 Uncle Murder wrap up.
Even though we just started this shit.
Let's go. I'm
but
about to call Uncle Murder right now to see if we can get us a little freestyle and let us know what we did for the year.
I'm gonna be mad on when the ball dropped because I'm waiting for that freestyle. I want to hear everything that happened this year. I need a recap. Like, he's the recap king. I need that.
I want to mock that shit so bad right now, but I know I'm gonna sound stupid as fuck. So I'm not even gonna bother. That's
but funny, being that it's the new year, let's talk about what we were talking about before with people saying like, "Oh, putting all this
new year, new me,
new decade, new me, new pressure," and it's just like, yo, why are all y'all waiting until the end of the year or the end of the decade to make these changes in your life?
So I'm just gonna replay what you were saying earlier because now I just kind of got to absorb it. I think people are trying to flip a switch in themselves that they think like this energy from the year ending and the decade ending is gonna like help them flip the switch.
Mm-hmm.
But in reality, if they just actually came up with real goals and maybe wrote them down or just put some real shit together and just say, "Yo, I'm gonna attack this," kind of like what you were saying before that you did for yourself in 2018. And you'll actually really accomplish some goals rather than saying new year, new me. Because you could just, like you said before, you could start whatever it is that you're trying to do right now. While you don't gotta wait for no shit to end.
Exactly. You don't have to wait until the new year to be like, "Oh, yo, January 1st, I'm about to," the most famous one is people getting in the gym, which is good. I mean, that's a good thing, but it's all about consistency. It's not about, most people set that goal and then just drop off after this small time frame. Mm-hmm. And it's all about being consistent and doing it. Don't say, "I'm gonna go to the gym every single day of the week." That's like shock therapy. Start with 2 days, then go 3 days, and then go however you're comfortable, but you have to build up to it. You can't just come out the gate saying, "I'm going to the gym 5 days a week for, all of, 2020. And it's just like, nah, you're gonna play yourself. You're going from, for some people, no days at all until it's just straight into 5. Like, that's a lot. Mm-hmm. You don't have that consistency built into you now, so you got to work your way up. Don't just jump out the gate. Yeah, I did 5 days in the first week and 5 days in the second week, and then I just slowly dropped off because you maxing yourself out and you're not used to that. You don't have that type of discipline because you waited until the new year to do that. Mm-hmm. So, as far as goals with people, it's just like set up like breadcrumb goals that you have. You have your large picture of what you want to do, but you break it down into smaller chunks that you can check in and say, "Okay, check, I did this. Check, I did this. Check, I did this." And now all of these small things made up to this big milestone of what you want.
why is it so hard? Like when you really think of it in the most simplest level, why the fuck is it so hard for everybody to do what they want to do? Like at the end of the day, this is your life. You
Mhm.
kind of control your path to a certain extent, and you can do things that you want to do, even as simple as going to the gym. But we actually allow all these other influences to stop us from doing the things that we want to do. What do you think holds people back? Because I think to be honest, my answer to that own question, and this is not even thinking of an answer,
Mhm.
I think it's a mixture of things that involve our mental health. So like getting good sleep, having good relationships around you, all these like and a couple other things. You know, maybe having a good financial situation or just even a decent one. I think all these things contribute to us being able to attack what our goals are. Because in the mindset, this is still on track. In the mindset of, yo, new year, new me, or next decade, I want to do this. That's because in your mind, in that very moment, you are dead ass. Like, you dead ass. You really feel this way. This is
Mhm.
what you want to do. And if you could do it all right in this moment, you really would. But then tomorrow comes and something annoying happens or something bad happens or you stayed up too late because you just didn't feel you wanted to indulge in something, and then now you're tired and now you're put off, so now you were supposed to go to the gym but you don't really have the energy to because you didn't fuel your body right. So that's what I mean when I say like you got to have a plan that's a little bit different than just I want to go to the gym 5 days a week. It's got to be like, no, my bad. It's got to be like, I want to diet better. I want to get better sleep. More specific, why? You know, I want to get better sleep so I have the energy to reach my fitness goals. Like, it has to be a little bit more. You have to think more like that, in my opinion.
I just think it comes from like a lack of discipline. Like most people don't have discipline to do certain things. If you lack discipline, then you lack in everything in your life because it just means that you will fall short at some point because as far as going to the gym every day, the hardest part is just going. Like it's literally going there. Once you're there, your workout depends on what you want to put in, but the first step is you just getting there. That's half the battle. And then most people and then when it's money, it's like, oh, I want to save, but you lack the discipline to save. Or I mean, in some situations, people don't make enough. So, so then there's that. But I think it's the discipline of setting goals and then sticking to them. It's just like being a person of your word. If you lend me money and I tell you that I'm going to pay you back on this date, I'm going to pay you back on this date, even if it puts me into a hole. But like I'm always in good standing. Not that I had an excuse for you. And it's eliminating excuses and just executing, making sure that you're always executing on whatever you want to set, on whatever goals that you set. I think that people just fail at execution. A lot of people aren't like ready for true execution and making shit happen and like sticking to that. Most people do not stick to, the goals of like executing.
The excuse mentality is poisonous, man. It's the opposite of accountability. Like, I got rid of that excuse shit a while ago. I think when I was in Stony Brook,
Mm-hmm.
I got rid of that excuse shit. And I realized, like, yo, man, there's a lot of variables in my life and everybody's life that has, put some good in them and some bad things in them. But you still do have the choice and the option to choose the things that you choose and to do the things the way you do them.
Mm-hmm.
And you choose them that way. So it's like, fuck your excuses, bro. If this shit happened, you let it happen. If this happened, you could have prevented it from happening for the most part. If you couldn't, then that's that scenario. But a lot of people are using excuses and then trying to make up their excuses with little efforts like this, like new year, new me, and new things like that. Like, nah, you could have capitalized. You could have been fit. I could have been, I have a gut right now,
Mm-hmm.
right? I could have been fit 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, last year. Every year I could have did this shit.
Mm-hmm.
But every year I wanted to drink and eat whatever the fuck I wanted to eat
Yeah.
and party and then not work out and go to
It's-
the gym. Well, go to the gym sometimes, not consistently.
Mhm.
But that was my choice. I know that's me.
Yeah.
I don't like. I know that that's on me. That has nothing to do with anybody else. Because at the end of the day, when I do go to the gym and I do feel the changes immediately, because my body reacts to the shit pretty fast,
Mm-hmm.
I know that all right, I could keep going in. I can keep going and I'll get it in, and then that's what it is.
Yeah.
And if I don't, that's on me. That's nobody's fault.
But it's like sacrificing. It's just like the other day, my dad's mad funny. So it was we were sitting down and he was like, "Let me look at your screen time." He went around the table and was like, "Let's see the screen time on your phone." And because it does the daily average of how many hours that you're on your phone and what apps that you use and look at. And he said, for me, I know what I do, so I have my accountability. Me and him, we talk about books. Like you know, he's big on reading, and he was just like to my little sister and my little brother, he was like, and my cousin, he said, you spend 8 hours a day on your phone, and you're gonna tell me that you don't have 15 minutes to go run a mile, you don't have an hour to read, not even an hour, you don't have 30 minutes to read 20 pages in a book. Like, people prioritize what they want to and say that, oh, I can't do this, or I can't get to the gym, or I can't do, you don't, like, and you think about it, you don't have 15 minutes to run a mile, and that's a light, you know, that's a slow jog, slow paced mile, but all you have to do is that once a day, and people will tell you that they don't have the time to do that. I don't have this because I want to sleep, or I'm not losing weight because I don't want to give up drinking. Like, you know, it's all those things. But like you said, like, there are people who have, you know, you have a gut, or you have this, or, and it's just like, all right, well, if I really, really want to do this, I really have to give up all this bad food. I can't go to restaurant week. I can't go to all the spots. I have to eat super, super healthy. And it's like, okay, if you truly want that, then you have to give this up. And it all comes down to discipline and decisions. Like, same with career. People are willing to give up what they want to for what they want,
100%.
not what they need.
Yeah.
And you see it all the time. You look at some people who have diabetes and stuff, and you see the ones who, like, get their limbs cut off and their fingers cut off, and it's because just the lack of discipline to not eat those things that they say, yo, you cannot do this. Or even people who smoke, even though they got you know, lung cancer, or they got things that run in their family, and they still consistently do it. And you be like, yo, once you are aware of these things, you can't do that no more. You shouldn't. It's only going to kill you. Like, it's just like this. You know it's going to kill you at some point. So it's like, why don't you slow that up or change something? And it's just really, to me, in my opinion, it's all discipline. It's the lack of discipline. Because you can get up in the morning and run 50, like, think about how much time we spend on our phones, on Instagram. And this is for everybody who's listening. Just go on your phone and look at your screen time and look at which app is taking the majority of your time a day. If you spend 5 hours on Instagram a day, you can go do little tasks. People say, oh, I don't have time to teach myself things. That same time, you have to sacrifice somewhere, chop up that time. The same time you're going to spend on watching a Netflix show or HBO show, that hour or that 45-minute block or 30 minutes, take that time and put it into something that you truly want to do. So if you, everybody.
So that's not, so what you're saying right now is 1,000% accurate and right, and I've actually learned, I had to learn how to do that. That is not as passive as you're making it sound. That's a skill. Believe it or not, that's a skill people have to learn.
Time management is a skill.
Yeah, like, I chop my time into things that I'm doing now, right? Instead of, you can't just wake up and go through your day.
Yeah.
If you wake up and go through your day, you'll be on Instagram, you'll go to the fucking mall,
You'll be on Netflix.
You'll watch a couple shows on Netflix, you'll bullshit, maybe you'll talk to a couple people and the day's over, 24 hours went by. And then a while ago, I taught myself how to manage, not even manage it, just use my time. I don't want to use the word manage. I want to use, like, I use my time like it's really mine to use right now. And I'm going to do this for this amount of time. I'm going to do that for that amount of time. I'm going to learn if I need to, like when I needed to change my brakes, I remember I went to the fucking car dealership to go change my brakes. And I'm like, they're like charging me like $400 or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, like, why am I paying $400 for this shit? So it make no sense. This shit gotta be easy. They do this shit like this. It has to be easy. It can't be hard. So I just did some research. I could have been on Instagram. I could have just paid for them and just been on Instagram on my phone sitting in the waiting room. But nah, I went on YouTube, did some research, found out you could just go get the part from AutoZone. AutoZone actually lets you rent the tools to change it. So for the past like years, I would do my own brakes.
Yeah.
Not because I'm a fucking mechanic or I know how to do cars. It's just not a job that's hard. It just takes a little bit of applying yourself and a little bit of discipline and saying, instead of me wasting time, everybody's talking about they broke all the time, so don't fucking take your car to the mechanic to let them rob you for hundreds of dollars when it only really costs $40 to do the job. And I just did that myself. So I'm just saying, like, what you're saying is accurate, but it's not passive. It's like, it's very, very, like, you have to actively use your time. You know what I'm saying? Like, you read books. I speak to you, Rashad. You fucking read. You got time for reading, time for Call of Duty, time for working on your hard work, time for working out, time for meeting up with all the people that you have in your life, time for educating, time for educating in other fields, time for doing the podcast. And your time I'm gonna use this as an example. I'm just gonna be ridiculous real quick. It looks like you have more than 24 hours in your one day.
Mm-hmm.
Like what's going on in your 24 hours feels like you have 36 of them,
Mm-hmm.
while other people are like, shit, I'm tired. Shit, I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
Shit, I'm running out of time. Shit, I gotta do this. I gotta do this. I'm rushing to go here. And you're always showing up to places on time. You know what I'm saying? You're never really like squished. And it's because you're managing your time properly and you're being disciplined in what you do with your hours of your day.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's something you should tell people like actively, like what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, you just really have to operate. I mean, it's fueled by a whole bunch of different things that you want in your life. Either like, if you want to be successful at something, you have to understand that it takes time and effort into the things that you want to learn and be really good at. And if you break it down on the smallest level, think of the things that you're really, really good at in your life, and how long did it take for you to really, somewhat master it and become so proficient to where you're a professional now. And that takes time. You need to take time to read about the things that you want to learn. Like, so everybody wants to get into real estate. All right, well, take time to read books on real estate and then start to ask questions and do research from people in passing. But back to what you're saying just about time management. Time management is everything. Like, you need to be, you only have but so many hours in your day, and you need to carve it out to get things you need done. So for me, like, I wake up, I mean, I've been on vacation since the 13th of December to the 2nd that's coming up. And I had a list of everything that I want to do and get done. So I wake up, I drink my coffee, I'm like, all right, what am I going to do today? Like, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to bang this out. Like, so whether it's like doing some home improvement projects, building shit, or painting, spackling, I'm like, okay, I'm going to knock this out in the morning. Then I'm going to chill for a little bit, get my lunch, then I can play Call of Duty. I can do whatever I want to do. Then let's go record the podcast. Cool. Now I got to go meet up with somebody. It's like, you just have to keep consistently operating, like, I mean, and there are also things that you value, but I've just noticed that in this new day and age that we all succumb to our phones, our TV and Netflix. Like, times when I tell you, like, when we before this, and I'm like, I was just like sitting there researching microphones and like researching how to edit better and do these things. Like, that time I could have been playing Call of Duty. That time I could have been watching Netflix. And there's mad shit and mad TVs and shows that I want to watch, but it's like sacrificing because you want
What do
this.
you want?
You want this to be successful. You want this to be better. So it's like, okay, well, let me really dive in deeper and really get that level of expertise that I want. So that's what it truly is. It's like, all right, I want this to be successful in everything in life. If I have relationships, like in terms with people, I need to talk to them to better the relationships. And sometimes it's going out to meet new people. Sometimes it's bettering the ones and strengthening the ones that you already have. But you just have to, like, think about all the time that you waste. And I know you've binged a season of a Netflix show in one day before.
I binged the Netflix show. Meanwhile, I told somebody, this is accountability real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I told my boy, one of my friends, he made 100,000 playing poker.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the first time he made a big bag in poker, and he's been playing poker for a long time. He loves the game. He sent me a book. He said, read this book. I guarantee you, this is exactly how I learned how to play poker for real, to the point where it took me to the next level where I could play high stakes.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I won this 100 grand. I read like 3 chapters of the book. The book was great too, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Great book. I read like, this was a different poker book from the one that I read last time. This one's a little bigger, but I read 3 chapters. I didn't finish the book. Why I didn't finish the book? I would never say I didn't have the time.
Mm-hmm.
I would be lying. That would be full of shit. That would be an excuse. I'm never going to say I have time. I have the time. I definitely have the time. I guess I just don't love poker as much as I might claim. As much as I might claim I like it, I don't like it that much because I didn't read the fucking book that got my man's 100,000 off playing and learning how to play high stakes. So that's on me. In my mind, that's on me. But that's okay. That's a decision I made. I'm alright with that.
No, but I just think people, like, they get, you can't, once you understand everything in life, like, and it goes back to what we said last week about, like, instant gratification. Once you understand that everything in life, like, takes time, it's a process, then you fall in love with that journey. So it's like, when you know you're going to set out to start a business, you know that it's going to take a time. Like, the other day, I was thinking, I was driving past White Castle on Sunrise, and I was like, damn, this shit has been here since since I was a kid.
Nigga, I was just saying that when I went to the David Buster's over there.
Yeah, I was
I
like,
drove past it and I was like, damn, this shit's still here.
yo, this has been here since I've been a kid. But now, so think about when they first started that business, and obviously I don't know who owns it, but you think about like, okay, so the first couple years we're going to be in the red before we make a profit, and so you're in it, you're making your profit. There was the Sizzlers over there. There was mad other businesses that were in the area, but that still prevailed. And now look, 20 plus years later, you know how many years of profit they're just probably making? Like just straight cash. And it's just because like it was a process to build it out from the beginning. And now like, and I'm sure you've seen every business that came and went in that same area.
Yeah.
And look how this like long term
I'm
prevailed.
surprised that Ginza is still there.
Yeah.
That shit lasted longer than I expected. I thought it was gonna switch because that was something else before it was Ginza.
Yeah.
Everything else in that
used to be
same
a
exact
Sizzler.
complex just moves around because they can't make it there. But that White Castle's like that's like actually like a fucking landmark for that shit now.
Yeah.
Like they stood there. They
So-
grinded through their shit.
But like you think about if you step back and look at different businesses around you or just different things in your life, that shit took time. It takes time to get the things that you want. Like just when people say it takes, and oh shout out to Lance because I saw Lance the other night when we went out and we were talking about him and his business. Like he said, yo, in January I'll be in business for 4 years now. And
Yeah,
he
shout out to
said,
that nigga, man. I wanted to hit him up and talk to him.
Word.
because From the distance, it just looks like he's doing great, and I wanted to, at the very least, just say, yo, congratulations. I hit people up and tell them, like, yo, you're doing great.
Nah, and he's doing. We had a long conversation out, and we were just on the same page about everything. Like, cause I remember when we were back in Stony, and he told me, he said, "Yo, I'm about to start my little business." Mine, this almost damn near 10 years ago, and now look at it now, and he's doing his thing. But look at that vision from damn near 10 years ago to now, and he's just now eclipsing, hitting that next plateau. But people are like, "Oh, damn, he got his own business." Da da da. Yo, you see how long that shit took?
Yeah.
That wasn't overnight.
Yeah.
And people have to stop, like, just get out that mindset of this is going to happen overnight. That takes tons of dedication. That takes reading. That takes you investing shit ton of money. Like he said, yo, there's times I didn't pay myself because I needed to make everybody else's payroll. Like that shit happens, and the mishaps and the emotional roller coaster of running a business. But look at the 10 years that it took to get to this level. He's not even still where he wants to be yet. And that's the same thing with anything in life. I'm not where I want to be yet, but all the years of me grinding and working to get to this point has helped me. But now I still need to push. I still need to do other things. There's so much more. Like, I think most people go through school or life and they feel like, oh, I know enough. Like, there's endless information. And it's just like you have to have a passion to get better and just keep learning and keep learning and keep learning and keep learning. Like everybody's like, oh, how do you know so much? Because I just have an endless thirst for learning.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I need to, the other day I was like, I really want to like just learn more about like wiring up electric. I know how to do little things and I've taught myself like through YouTube and other things, but I really want to like run lines from the box to around the house and just to have that skill, because thinking about paying an electrician to do that, obviously more intense shit I'm going to let a professional do it, but if I can if I can do some of this work, then I save myself money. People want to get into real estate, people want to flip houses, but if you flip a house, do you have all the cash that it takes to renovate the house? Because you need to have the cash. Or do you know how to paint? Do you know how to put up walls? Do you know how to wire electric? Do you know how to gut stuff? Do you know how to lay tile? Like, these are all things that come into, you getting into this realm of business. Do you know how to do little plumbing tasks and shit? Or are you going to be coming out of pocket every single time you need something?
Listen, that's a very rewarding game, but it's not a game for everybody.
No, it's not.
Like, it's expensive, it's costly. I mean, the people who I know who do it, a lot of them are already well off.
Yeah.
So it's very different for them. Like, you're not doing the same kind of flipping that somebody who's really trying to grind out. There's this one woman I know who was one of my clients, young black woman. She's a house flipper, but she was like, she's getting it out the mud. She's putting up her own money. She's finding people who could do work for her for the low, or she's getting her own people to do the work. And she's flipped a few homes. I think she said 2 or 3 homes. And she made some profit, but it wasn't big profit margins because the homes that she's flipping is probably going from, 300 being sold for 360,
Mhm.
380, 400 to 450, shit like that. But it doesn't matter because one day she might catch a big flip, and she's still getting money. That's still big profit.
Yeah.
But she's using that money to keep on doing. It's like you said, yo, man, it took 10 years to get here. I've been doing. You don't even realize how long you've been doing shit that you've been doing. Other professionals out there that's listening, like you've been doing shit that you've been doing for a long time. You built probably more skills than you realize, and you could use that shit. And somebody's gonna notice that shit. Like what happened to me. Somebody noticed my shit, and now niggas knocking on my door.
Yeah.
So,
I just think a lot of people be scared. Like I think that what I've noticed in a lot of things is just that people are scared to get out that comfort zone. A lot of people are very comfortable and they don't even know it. Like they're scared to take that leap of faith. They don't have. I truly believe a lot of people don't have faith in themselves. They don't have faith to take that leap, like to know that I'm not gonna hit rock
yeah,
bottom.
you're right. You're right.
I think a lot of people are scared to put themselves out there and take it to that next level. It's like you put it like this: it's like you're the best athlete around here. All right, we'll take it to the next level. Go to the next city or town and see if you're the best there. Okay, you're the best there. Now let's take it to the country. Okay, you're the best there. Let's take it to the world. Like you have to keep challenging yourself, and I think a lot of people are scared to take that step, that leap of faith in themselves, to know that, oh well, listen, I've been in this job for a couple of years. It pays, and it's not really what I want to do, but you know, it's comfortable.
And a lot of people don't. Also, that's true. And a lot of people don't know their worth. Like people don't know. They think like getting paid wherever it is they get paid, or just being in a situation there is good or normal, or like nah, we all not getting what we actually fucking deserve at the end of the day.
No.
So even I know that, and even I get paid pretty good, and I know that I'm still not. I'm still getting somebody's still taking a way bigger piece off the pie than me.
I know.
So
I learned that in consulting. Like I saw how much we was making a week. So, or just on larger projects. So if you're thinking about that, they're paying me this. They're making 3 times what I'm making.
Mm-hmm.
That's a large amount, and that should fuel you to want to be like, oh, I'm about to create my own thing there, and I'm gonna get everything in line in order to do this. And I think a lot of people need to start like thinking about taking it to the next level, and especially if you are a minority, you need to think about breaking yourself out of the system. Like everybody can be business owners, but
everybody's really a lot of people who are working. Sorry to interrupt.
Everybody's on this wave.
Yeah, everybody's on this wave, but you gotta understand some people that are on their wave are on it in the wrong way, and I'm gonna say why. Some people are very fucking good at what they do, and what they're good at would be translated into a business ownership role. But that doesn't mean that they're good business owners. Like, for example, there's somebody that I know who's extremely, extremely good at their job. I'm not going to be specific because I want to put them on blast. They're mad good at what they do, like OD. Like, phenomenal. And this person went into ownership. Like, he wanted to own his own kind of
business.
What he was doing, but make a business out of it. And him as an owner wasn't good. He did a lot of things that was, like distasteful, really made people just kind of feel not confident in him. He actually had business that would have came to him and was lined up, and because of the way he handled his business operations, those opportunities walked away and said, "No, I'll just invest in someone else." And I really wanted to invest in you because I wanted to give you somebody we knew personally, but nah, I don't want to pay for shit and get a shitty situation. And it was like, I was so upset because I'm like, fuck, like I'm rooting for you, but it's like, you're not doing this shit right. But then I took a step back and I realized like, oh, nah, it's because you're super good at this. So, and you just don't want to work for some other nigga making their money no more. So you thought that meant you were a business owner. Nah, maybe you could be in a group of people that you fuck with, and the person who would specialize in running a business operation because they have a background in business management and have the skills, maybe you should find that person and run a business with that person, because you as a business owner alone, that shit not gonna work, because that's not who you are. You can't just magic, like you just said, a nigga who's been in business management for years, or who just has that in them or just knows that game because of the way they were raised. They might have been around a lot of things that involve business, whatever the product is, it might be something different. But if they have that mindset and they understand how to run it, that's different from somebody who knows how to do the work. And this person knew how to do the work very well, opened up his own business and made himself look bad because he just wasn't a good business owner kind of person.
Yeah.
And it's like, you got to know what you're good at and capitalize off of that. A lot of people don't know what they like to do. What do you got to say for people who are like, I don't know what I want to do, or I don't know what I like, or I don't know what I'm good at? There's a lot of those. People who don't know themselves and they get kind of stuck in this gray area for a lot of years.
You gotta ask what you want in life. Like, so for me,
Everybody wants money and a good life. So I want
for
money
sure.
and a good life.
I mean, if for those who want it, like I know myself, I know I wanted a lot of. I want to have enough money to do whatever I want to do when I want to do it, to have the resources to travel when I want to help people out when I want to. So I understand that that comes with, you know, certain requirements. I need to make enough. So one, I have to step back. What's going to make me enough? So I'm not one of those people who's attached to my job. My job isn't my life. Like, my job is what I do from 9 to 5, and then when I go home, I got a whole bunch of other shit that I'm doing in my life. And I think a lot of people make their jobs their life, and that's where they're fucking dropping off.
Some jobs were kind of like, make you, well, not make you, but convince you or manipulate you into thinking that your job is more important than you.
You don't own it.
I know people like that, and it pisses me off
No,
because they don't realize that.
But that's my
your job's not more important than your well-being.
You don't own it. You are more invested in it.
That's how I feel. That's my mindset. My mindset is, well, I mean, they're making you do all this extra work, but they don't even give a fuck about you. So why do you give a fuck about? Like nah.
Granted,
fuck that.
When you work for somebody and you do things, and, you know, if you're in a position where you work for somebody, you do the best work possible. Like you still give it max effort, but you know your bounds. You don't break those bounds. I'm gonna do the best work that I can do possibly. But at the end of the day, I understand that I don't own this. I'm not going to get more invested. Like, people get, power trip. Like, oh, well, it's supposed to be my way. Yo, I don't own this. Yeah. Like, when you see people have conflicts at work, go ahead. I don't care about this shit. Like, I'm gonna make sure I'm not negligent. I'm gonna tell you how I feel about certain things. But if you want to argue to the depths of the world, what?
Yeah, you're not right.
No.
Oh.
But I'm saying, but if you want to argue to the depths of the world about how something to be ran, go ahead. Like, have a blast, because I don't own this. But when it's something that I own, I command this, and I tell you how we're going to do it. And then we can get passionate about it. But if you want to run it, go ahead. I'll let you think that you're winning. I'm going to let you think that you're running everything. You know what? Because at the end of the day, this is a means to an end. I'm letting this pay for everything else that I want. Like, and there are different routes to each lifestyle that you want to live, but you choose it. So the people who, I don't want to work for somebody, I want to be my own boss and all that, that's completely fine. Just don't complain about the fucking process while you're going through it. And don't fucking sit there and you pull all this attention to yourself because you chose to go this route. So if you are fucking broke and if you don't have this, when you signed up for this life, you knew this came with it. And then if you are somebody who works, understand that you are working. Yes, you have less time to put into this creative content, but at the same time, you can take this time allocated after you're done working for somebody else and let them pay for your dreams.
And everybody, like, there was this big notion, like, nobody wants to work for somebody else. That's not something anybody really wants to do.
Yeah.
That's a part of the game and a part of the process and a part of the life you live. So some of those people who be bragging about, I got this, I don't work for nobody else, but you ain't got no money and you don't have no flexibility and you don't have no benefits and you out here struggling. Well, there ain't nothing to be bragging about.
Yeah.
You need to. The whole point of you working for not working for anybody else is so you're doing good for you and you can build your own thing. But you're still gonna be working and harder than the nigga who is working for somebody else.
Yes.
Because if you're working for somebody else, there's a limit on it because it's for somebody else. Mm-hmm. If you're working for yourself, there's no limit on it because your shit is on 24/7 because it's for yourself. So when you say I want to work for myself, you gotta also tell yourself, do I want to work 24/7? Do I want to open? Niggas go, I want to open up a supermarket or a deli. That shit requires 24/7 of your life.
Not
Me
even
working my good.
I mean, but what you were saying, if you open up a storefront or a deli, you're gonna have to work. You think you're just gonna hire people and then you're just gonna be being living a good life and letting them just run it? No, this is your business. You need to be invested in it. So you need to be there 24/7 because at the end of the day, you're not gonna give a 16-year-old with a fresh license keys to a Ferrari because you don't know the value of it. You haven't put in that time. So when you build up a well-oiled machine in a business, then you could take a step back. But there are plenty of people. Now I'm gonna open this up and I'm gonna let somebody run it for me. How you gonna let them run it?
Great.
You don't know the ins and outs of the business. So you're just gonna go off of their numbers. How you gonna know if they skimming money from you?
Yeah,
have you set up the system in your mind to know how much money you should have and how much you're willing to allow someone to steal from you? because
Nigga, successful business owners lose.
account for that. They
These
account.
niggas lose.
No,
So
but-
you just gonna just get a business and just put somebody in it, and you think you're just gonna take a W like
Yeah.
that? Niggas
No,
crazy.
like it takes ton of effort. Like, and people hate that. You know, when Eric Thomas, when he said, you know, you gotta want to succeed. You gotta when you want to succeed as much as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. And like how you gotta give up sleep and shit. That shit is true. In my opinion, you have to be able. There are people who are unwilling to sacrifice their time to get the things they want to be. They want to be successful, but they're unwilling to give up sleep. They want to be successful, but they're unwilling to give up watching Netflix. They want to do all of these things, and or instead of going out, like just because it's Friday night, they have to go out rather than staying in and really working on the things they need to, and or things that they want to. And people come up with all these excuses as to why they can't do shit, and it's mainly you have to sit down and sacrifice and be disciplined about the things you want. People are willing to give up 6 months of their life to create a better lifestyle for themselves.
Mhm.
6 months, but that will put you in a better place in the next 5 years. Like, that's how short term people are looking. They're unwilling to give this up. If I told you, look, if I told you I'd give you, if you do this for a year and a half, you'll be set for the next 10 years. People are like, nah, I can't do that.
I think
unwilling
people
to
would
do
say
that.
they can do it, but then they won't do what it is that they're supposed to do. I think they'll come up short, come up with excuses and shit like that. But you know, we have a lot of niggas who do shit who listen to. We
Yeah.
got a lot of people who be in their bag who listen. So what
But-
about those people?
Those people, this only fuels them more. This only motivates them that much more because you see, like, I remember 50 Cent said, he said, like, be like,
I
oh,
forgot what you gonna say.
yeah, about being around broke people.
Yeah.
But that shit is real. And not
That was
just,
one of the illest shit things he ever did on video.
but not even around broke people. It's not just broke
'Cause he
people.
was being organic and passionate.
It's the people same in mindset. Like, you can't be around people who don't have that same mindset as you because when you're trying to take it to that next level,
You can't grow from their mind.
they're not going to understand you.
Yeah.
And you, like,
What the fuck I want? So he's like,
yeah,
so
what the fuck I want to be around you all day for?
Yeah.
Because you,
I can't learn nothing from you.
I need to be, and that's what I'm saying. You need to be able to learn. It's just like, look at everybody who wants to be a producer. Like, because in our culture, everybody's ticket is sports or music, and everybody wants to be a SoundCloud rapper, and everybody wants to do, be a producer. But like, if you look at the really, and this is what really pisses me off because it's not like, I'm one of those people who are able to see the process and everything that's done. I make sure let me understand what it takes to be like this. People will look at their favorite rappers and not even look at the process of how they got there.
Mm-hmm.
Or people who are staples over a period of time and don't look at that process. They only look at the Tekashis. Or, when it comes to music, they look at the Tekashi. They don't look at the J. Cole who took 10 years to fucking get on. Or they don't look at the Kendrick who took 10 years to be an overnight success. Or just newer artists like Asur or who else? Or YBN.
Remember we went to the Sir concert?
Yeah.
Remember the girl who opened up for him, T-Bar?
Yeah.
So I started following her. Like, I fuck with her, and like I'm just looking at her shit, and like as I'm analyzing, I'm thinking like that. I'm thinking like, this is a girl who is throwing away any 9-to-5 opportunity that she could have had.
Mm.
She's throwing away spending time with her family, being home, and she's probably not making no bread like that doing this shit. And she's just on promo, believing in herself, and out here on faith in herself, on tour, not sleep. Yo, they were in a different fucking city, like far cities, like all over the place every day, which means she had her voice wasn't right. Remember, she performed, but her voice was fucked up, and she still did her thing. And I was just looking, and I'm like, yo, that's a level of dedication that I don't even have. Like, that's a level of trust in yourself. That's like, wow, like she out here really. Because, like, you don't even know. I don't even know the beginning of her story and how she even got in with these dudes. But she must have impressed them, got in, and now she's out here on tour with them and really, really laying it on the line.
Yeah.
Moving around, not making no bread like that, not having no 9-to-5, probably tired all the time, exhausted, and just trying to be in good spirits and do what she got to do. I kind of salute that shit. That's hustling, man. That shit crazy.
But that process is gonna take you to that next level. Like, everybody, if you look at all your favorite artists, one of the best things about Nipsey Hussle is that all his shit is documented from when he started until until he finished. But you saw all of it, and it wasn't overnight. You saw the process, you saw the ups, the downs, but people will go into it and thinking they just wanted this one hit wonder or this success that I just want to be on. Takashi was out for 1 year, and then what happened? Over, fell apart. Not somebody who was here for 10 plus years. Like everybody's talking about the decade. J. Cole's been on for a decade, and it took a while. If you go all the way back to the warm up, like so, it's little things like that.
He made some sacrifices too.
Tons of sacrifices.
I mean,
So
everybody's even if you think about where we at right now, right, and on a more real life connection with people type of level, talking about sacrifices. When I had to take those financial exams, it was a sacrifice because I wasn't doing what I wanted to do. Like I had the opportunity to go on a vacation, and not only did I have the opportunity, but it was offered to be paid for, and people were begging me to go instead of doing what I had to do. And I was like, nah, I can't, because I really have to prepare for this exam, because I'm trying to. And the whole point of me taking this exam was to just better my life. That's it. That was my only motivation. I wanted to have a better opportunity to make more bread and have a more valuable resume and just show that I can, perform in this way to get a better opportunity. I'm like 85% sure about when I went on that vacation, I wouldn't have passed the exam. You know what I'm saying? And the exam I had to be sponsored to take. So if you don't pass it and they think you don't, fuck it, we're not gonna let him take it again. Yeah. Whatever. But it's like the point was I did sacrifice my time. I sacrificed my opportunity to go on a trip that was gonna be paid for me. And I didn't. The whole time I was studying and I had my brain stuck in this mode. I sacrificed effort and time and fun and things I would rather do to reach this goal. And I think, and don't get me wrong, that was a time where we were less drawn to our devices. Now that we're so drawn and the distractions are so easy to touch, everybody has to take double the effort to put the distractions away. Like you'll literally take your phone and put it in the next room if you have to. That sounds like something you would not do and not want to do. But if you do it, you will be more productive in whatever it is you're doing at that moment. It's not silly no more.
You will free yourself.
You will free yourself. It's not silly. It sounds silly. It's not silly. It's real. We really are addicted to our devices. It's not a fucking game. We are. And we just need to keep it a bug and just admit it. We love our phones. We love to keep clicking. We love to click on Instagram 80 times a day, even though we ain't even looking at shit really. They don't even care.
When's the last time you've watched a movie without being on the phone?
Yeah,
at some point.
I have to be really into the fucking movie.
Exactly.
And then you throw that shit, and then you're like watching it.
I
that
know
cat
myself,
shit had me on that.
I'll put something on Netflix and then I'll like start scrolling, but if it really gets really good, I'll look.
You're like, oh shit, yeah. The movie gotta convince you to put your fucking phone away. That shit gotta be fire. Like, oh wait, what's going on?
No, but I had a gem for you, and I still have it. It's like when you look at people who are successful, look at the sacrifice, don't look at the success. Most people only keep their eye on what someone has or what they got and then shape their perception from what they see at the end goal. But what they should really be doing is asking them what they went through to get here. Because that's what really makes it. It's not about what you have at the end of the day. It's about what did you do and what were you willing to do to get to this point in your life. Because clearly you are at a point to where it looks like you're very comfortable and very successful. So what are the things that you did to get here? And I think that's what people get so caught up on the end goal, you forget that there was foundation and there was a middle passage of how they fucking get here. It just didn't fall out the fucking sky. Like motherfuckers had to work for that shit.
It's kind of like you ever look at a job description, right? With a high ass salary, right? And you're like, man, what the fuck makes me incapable of doing this shit? Let me just, because I love looking at jobs and opportunities and shit. So you look at this shit. Tell me if you've ever done this though. You look at this shit and you already kind of feel like, all right, I could probably, I can't be that far off from what I'm capable of. And then you look at the description, the requirements, and the shit is flooded. Yes. And you're like, God damn. Yeah, you're like, I'm really not qualified for this shit. That's the work in between the fucking pay. Yeah. That's the work. Like, it's telling you, like, nah, we were looking for this, someone who's done this, and these are the requirements and qualifications we need, plus somebody who already has done this, and this. And you be like, sometimes you could be like, oh nah, this ain't for me. I see where that salary coming from now. That is the work in between that the person put in that they're looking for to say they are even qualified to even look at this job. They do that shit on purpose because they want you to say, if you don't feel comfortable applying for that shit, that's the point. Like, nah, that ain't for you.
Yeah.
You didn't put in the work.
I just think that, you know, it comes back full circle, which is everything. Like, I don't know about you, when I walk around and I go, like, obviously where we from, and you go to different businesses, you come from a community who, you know, people are barely working class just because of the economy and everything, and you look at it and like, damn, like, if they just had a little bit more knowledge, or if they had the proper education, or proper, not even education, just the proper resources, that they would be on another level. Like, people are so caught up in minuscule things. It's just like, if you taught yourself this skill, you take it to the next level. You wouldn't, you know, you wouldn't be in this situation anymore. And I think it's about, when you're there, the main thing you should do is just educate. I don't preach to people, but I try to educate and tell people from just with little advice and little things that I've learned throughout my journey. I don't know it all, but I know enough to tell you, like, oh no, you shouldn't do this way. You should do this way because of this, and this, and this will take you to that next level. And because I think the one thing that social media has helped with, that they're seeing that it's possible to do things, but at the same time, they, you know, everybody's idolizing it rather than passing the information. People think that there's not enough room. There's plenty of room and plenty of money for everybody to be successful. It's just a matter of, you know, like we were saying, like, people won't like your picture, or people won't like your status. And even it's a like, it's not even that you have to go spend money or do anything. People won't repost your stuff, and it's just a matter of support from the people around you. People won't even do that, but they will talk up and down about celebrities that they love that will never see anything. And it's basic actions like that, like being able to be accountable. Like, if somebody hits you up, like, yo, or if somebody keeps inviting you to something, show up. You know, or if you can't go, say I can't go, but, you know, be reliable, be that person that you can get opportunities in being in certain places. Like, yo, this person's solid, they respect time, they're always here, they're always doing this, and, like, you know, they're just a good person to be around, because that's how more opportunities come to you. Like, if you think about life and how it works, there are people who you met 10 years ago who you may see 10 years later and be like, yo, I had a great experience, I still know this person. Like, oh, listen, I got a brand new opportunity. I'm about to start my business, and I want you to get down with it. And people are like, oh, word? And now you had a whole new opportunity that you never saw coming. But it's just about relationships, the effort of people seeing you work. And I get mad I get annoyed when I see people, like, just bigging themselves up and praising themselves for doing what the fuck they should be doing anyway. And that shit is
Make sure I keep my mouth shut on that, because then you're being rude. Because
you mean, like, yeah, I'm not gonna hate on you, but I'm just like, yo, you don't need to. Everybody's doing shit for self gratification. Everybody's like, look at me, look at me, look at me. It's just like participation trophies. Look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me.
That's how I feel about parents. I'm not gonna lie. But I be seeing mothers and fathers post about certain things
about being
certain things that they did for their kid, and they, like, want this, like, oh yeah, yeah. I'm just like, nigga, you're the kid's mother.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Why do you need a trophy for that?
But,
like, for feeding your kid. Like, you want to fucking, like, oh man, look what a mother goes through, or a dad, like, oh yeah, I took my son to this weekend.
Yeah.
Nigga, that's your son.
But that's
you should do that.
But that's
why
my
you need
point.
a trophy for that.
Everybody is in this business of bigging themselves up for doing what the fuck they supposed to do. You supposed to be a good husband. You supposed to be a good boyfriend. You supposed to be a good father to your child, or a good mother to your child. You shouldn't be praising your own efforts of what the fuck you do. Are you doing it because you love them, or are you doing it because you want recognition? Because that's what it truly comes down to. A lot of people do shit purely for recognition.
Yeah.
They don't do shit just because, like, they want to, and they want to show the love. It's just like if I bought you something for appreciation of our friendship, and I run around and tell, yo, Vlad, show them the Rolex I got you. Yo, show them the Rolex I got you. Or, like, show them whatever. It's just like, damn, nigga, did you do this for you, or did you do it for because you really cared?
In that case, you did it for you. For yourself. Yeah.
But that's what people do all the time. It's just like, oh, I took my kids out to eat. Or, you're supposed to take your kids to eat. Like, it's okay. Yeah. Like, I mean, granted, it's okay when, to share milestones and achievements.
Or if you're feeling good about yourself, for this moment or whatever.
It's completely
That's
fine.
cool. It's your platform. You can do whatever you want. But it's
but
just like I be seeing it sometimes, and I know exactly what you're saying. Like people be doing shit, and it's like
people be bigging themselves up for doing what the fuck you supposed to do.
Like, the fuck.
Like, look at me, look how hard I'm working. I work 4 jobs and doing this. Like, that's great. I'm glad that you are working 4 jobs and getting your shit together. And this is just a made up scenario, but
Yeah.
I'm glad you're doing all these things. But at the same time, you don't need to big yourself up. If you really doing something, people gonna see.
And if you're working 4 jobs, I'm not gonna shit on people who work hard and have it rough. But if you're working 4 jobs, you need to delete 2 of those jobs and find out where you can invest your time.
Yes.
So you can be rewarded appropriately for the one job that you work for real.
Yeah.
Or move on to another. Like nobody, people who work 3 and 4 jobs, I know times are rough and I know I can't talk because I'm not in your situation. I know I can't relate. I can't understand. I get all that.
Mm-hmm.
Because God forbid you think about something out of your own fucking shoes. People think you can't understand other people's shoes just because you're not in them.
Yes.
But you people who do that, y'all need to, if you're working those 3 jobs, one of them motherfucking paychecks better be going towards some tuition or some fucking program or some class or some nursing school or something that's gonna get your ass out of this situation, because that can't be a life. That can't be a life you live.
People think that just because you work hard is
Working hard is not working smart.
yes. They're 2 different things. Like,
Niggas
yes,
at McDonald's probably work harder than me.
yes, there are people who need to. There are people. Yes, you work hard. You should work hard, but at the same time, you also need to be smart about how you working. Well, good as you working 2 jobs in 16-hour days if that's just gonna run you into the fucking ground, and then you can't even fucking work. It's about being smarter and like think about all that time you put into somebody else's business. Are you doing this? Granted,
Niggas gotta struggle better.
if I could work.
Nah, for real, struggle better, yo.
If I could work 16 hours a day in order to build what I want to build, like on my own time, I would do it. If that meant me having more money, more resources to get this shit off the ground, by all means, I would do it. Because it's helping me fuel this. But there are people who are working 16 hours a day to not fuel anything. Like, I think everybody should have something that they work for in their own personal life. Like you said, everybody's not meant to be a business owner. You don't have to be a business owner, but you should, when you come home, you should invest in something else.
100%.
Whether it's investing in your kids, investing in your spouse, investing in just building something.
It could be a fucking hobby. It
Stimulate
just gotta be
yourself.
about you and your health as well.
Yeah.
Like it could be, you could love playing the fucking piano. So you know what? Get yourself a fucking piano. Go start playing in local places. Like, that's your thing. That's who you are. You're a piano player. Maybe somebody might ask you, not at this point, because you're such a good piano player. There's always people who want to learn how to play and looking for somebody to teach them.
And now you can
So that's something that you can do if you wanted to. Then you find out that you're a great piano teacher, and guess what? That's your side hustle now, and you could charge whatever the fuck you want. That sounds ridiculous, but that's how it works. It happens like that. It does come out the bag like that.
That is.
You love playing video games. How many of these motherfuckers right now who love playing video games and was being told not to play video games, making millions now playing video games?
Millions.
How did that happen, Sway? How?
Because somebody saw that and created the platform.
Because somebody made that platform, because people love there's a bag for everything.
There are a lot of people who love video games. There are a lot of people who love self-care.
Now niggas is trying to play video games to make money on purpose.
Yeah.
Before it wasn't even like that.
Before it was a joke.
Yeah. Now niggas trying, like, there's really, y'all gotta just, you know what that all comes from though? You know what that comes from, making money from video games? That comes from people who were confident in themselves.
Yeah.
Who said, this is who I am and I'm a fucking gamer and I'm so good at this, I'm gonna create a market for it. And then other people are going to fuck with this market because obviously other people love video games. So they created their own fucking market. And now video games is like esports and all this big platform where all these fucking advertisements are going into, and money and YouTubers. And now you got Twitch. And you got this whole world now of gaming money just because people wanted to be true to themselves.
Yeah.
And that's what it comes down to, because playing video games was definitely frowned upon.
It was.
But niggas want to be true to themselves, and now there's a whole market for it. So that's the reward of being true to yourself.
And everybody who's playing Fortnite, like, everybody like that if that was back in the day, that would be considered like a weirdo game.
Right.
But everybody's on Fortnite.
Yeah.
And everybody's playing this shit. And now look at it, like the shit is taking off. It's gotten people back into games, like, oh shit, this shit is going to another level. And you know, that's just real shit. Like,
and you know what else that created? Rashad, if you wanted to get a job in a gaming industry, which typically usually pays very well, you could, because they have different departments for all different types of skill sets for all different types of people. There's business departments, there's finance departments,
Mm-hmm.
there's engineering departments, there's fucking HR departments. Now this field that was not even really supposed to be a thing
Mm-hmm.
exists and created a whole level of opportunities. So if you're a person out here who loves video games and you also have some HR background in you, guess what? Maybe you could fucking apply to a position that is a game company, and maybe the fucking company's in Cali, maybe it's in Utah, maybe it's in Connecticut, maybe it's somewhere where you always wanted to go. The opportunity's out there, but if you're out here working 3 jobs and you're not even looking at shit, you're working 3 jobs and you're going home and going to sleep and waking up and working 3 jobs again, you're never gonna get in a better spot you want to be in.
That too. I mean, and even look at all the major players that are getting into games. Apple, Amazon,
Yeah.
Google, like their Facebook,
Yeah.
all
That other shit that you saw, the Wi-Fi got a game now.
I'm saying,
you seen that shit?
yeah, everybody's getting into games. Like you see how like the shift is happening, and it's more so like noticing the trend and staying with the shift. But I really wanted to just get back into the like break off the new year, new me, and all this stuff. Like I feel like we see it every year. Like, how do you feel about it when you see it?
I feel like this shit's kind of funny.
What?
New Year, new me shit. I like to see what people say they're gonna do. That's funny. New Year, new me. Every year, Vlad,
Yeah.
me, Vlad, I set a goal for myself every year, and I either almost attain that shit or I do attain it. I'm never in the same place I was last year, ever. That shit hasn't happened since I don't even know when. Every year I'm in a different place. I set goals for myself, and I just go do that shit. But I don't be out here looking for the recognition. I don't be out here posting my shit on the internet. I don't really. I'm a real, like I said this like mad times already. I'm a real life nigga. I be doing shit in real life.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I got a goal already in my bag from 2018 that's already almost or about to be accomplished. And when it is, I'll be gladly bring it to light on this podcast. But I ain't bringing that shit to light until it's done.
Most
But it's a
definitely.
goal that I set for myself in 2018. And I really didn't. And to keep it a buck, I didn't even expect. Even though I set this goal, to me this goal was like, all right, yeah, I'm setting this goal, but it's not gonna happen
Mm-hmm.
until like 2020 or some shit like that. And then it is kind of happening, but it's like, oh, all right, that's what's up, because I did things. All I did was just take steps towards the goal. It's not even like it's not even really that complex. You set a goal and you just do things that will lead you into that goal. There'll be reactions to that.
Yeah.
It's like cause fucking effect.
I just think that that's the whole thing. Set manageable goals for yourself. Like
And
when you
just
set
do them
goals,
shits.
set goals that are within reach, and then when you do reach those goals, you can
Expand.
make new goals.
Yeah.
And that's a major thing. That's a major key.
That's what I realized about Kanye, by the way. He said some shit about like if you look at Kanye over his career, we all, like, a lot of the people our age are like Kanye fans and shit like that because we grew up on his music. But if you look at Kanye as who he is from where he came from, you will realize this is a human being. Fuck the music and just look at the human being. This is a human being who just sets goals. He gets super passionate about these goals. He reaches the goals and then he's done with them and then he sets another goal.
Mhm.
And he's been doing that forever. He sets goals. He sets goals. He wanted to do the fucking My Twisted Dark Fantasy ballerina little thing that he did, and he was all passionate about that. Did that, done with it. He wanted to do the sneaker thing. He did that. He's not done with it, but he's like, he's just a man who you could see who just like sets goals, achieves them, and just keeps doing things to reach his goals from the beginning of his career to before college dropout to him moving to Chicago and taking all those leaps that he took all the way up until now. Even though he's ridiculous now, even within his ridiculousness, there's goals that he's setting that he just keeps achieving.
Yeah,
He just keeps achieving goals.
you can't knock that hustle.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like
you can't
got
knock the hustle.
like there's something about that you kind of have to respect. Like,
Yeah.
the dude set it's like no matter how far fetched the goal is, he believes it, he sets it, he obtains it or tries.
So look, I look at him with fashion. Everybody, even when he first came out, like, he's always wanted to get into fashion. And look, it took him until like 2012,
Even with his clout and his
12,
and his power, he got curved
12,
mad times.
13, 14 to
Yeah.
really get into the fashion game. And then once he got in there, started to take off
And to earn not even just get in, he had to get in and get the respect
of
the consumers
consumers, but also
beyond us,
but look
beyond the
at
black
the design.
community.
Look at the level that he wanted to be on, and then look at him at that level.
Yeah.
All his products and merchandise and selling at that level
Yep.
that everybody else is.
Yep.
And think about how long they've been around versus how long he's been around.
Exactly.
And you gotta respect that grind.
And he's not done with his brand.
No.
He's so you can see within Kanye, he is doing legacy techniques and he's trying to leave a stamp on his name for like for forever. Like not for some like when he dies it's over type shit. Nah, when he dies, he's gonna expect and plan for his family to pass on his brand. So we ain't the Yeezy brand is not leaving. The Yeezy brand is not ending. He's gonna keep that shit going for past his existence. That's his goal. That's one of his goals for sure. He always talks about these fucking dudes that he idolizes, and they're all dudes with super maximum legacies, with super crazy generational lasting legacies. Which is obviously that means that's what he wants. Steve Jobs, fucking Versace. Who else is he always name dropping? He's always name dropping these people with super crazy legacies. So I like that. I think that's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool to me.
I think it's good. I think look, people on social. I think this would be a goal for everybody to cut down your social media usage this year and put your time into something that's going to be beneficial to your future. Like everybody's so propped up on telling the world what they want for this year and telling the world what they're gonna cut off, what they're gonna do, what people they're gonna cut off. Like, oh, if I didn't rock with you in the end of 2019, well, I'm not gonna see you in 2020 or this decade. Like, yeah, you don't need to if you're really gonna do something, you don't really need to broadcast that. Just fucking do it. Yeah. Like, you don't need to tell people what's coming before it comes. Just fucking do it. And that's what I think is for this decade and for what people should do is just learn to detach themselves from the social media era and just really start to be proactive about things in their life and elevating themselves financially and elevating themselves just in education and read books. Like, read a book. When is the last time you read a book? And stop reading. And for me, and this is where like maybe I'm just too much of a realist. Like, stop reading the bullshit books of like fantasy and all this shit. Like
50 Shades of Glad type shit.
Yeah. Yeah, that type of shit, in the fucking basement with your dumbass. No, but but for real, like, while all that is good, you should teach yourself because we've been so tainted with not teaching ourselves skills and things. Like, read real shit that's happened. Like, people, everybody knows about slavery, but they don't know about the intricate details of slavery. And really teach yourself your roots to know where you're gonna go and know what you're not gonna go relapse back into. If you really want to know money, trace money back to read some financial books from way back and really educate yourself to take it to that next level. You want to know how to cook, you want to know how to be an electrician, you want to learn a trade, take that time and really elevate yourself and stop getting caught up in the bullshit.
So let's get in the bag real quick, right? So I already told people this. I'm going to ask you this and I'll say what mine is.
What?
I know you said you don't need to talk about it, you could just be about it, but I'll talk about what one of my... I'm one of those people now. I have a New Year's goal. But mine is specific. I have a purpose behind my shit. It's not just some blatant, outspoken shit.
Okay.
So I'll tell you my first, and I'll ask you to tell us yours.
Okay.
So one of my New Year's goals is not a weight goal. It's a diet goal. I want to basically proactively diet better and eat cleaner. I don't have to eat like a fucking clean machine. I just need to eat clean and make better eating decisions. Mm-hmm. Not that I always eat filthy because I do eat clean, but I eat clean and not filthy. I just need to clean it up way more consistently. The purpose is because my dad has a lot of different types of sicknesses right now. Mm-hmm. All different types of shit going on. But I realize that, if that's in my genes and that's in my line, it only makes sense for me to act on it ahead of time. I'm basically getting a warning shot that there's some health issues in my bloodline that revolve around things that can be related to diet. Mm-hmm. So I want to take that action now so I can live a long, healthy life. That's my purpose for my goal of my 2020 goal of having a better diet year. And then for that to just go on and become the norm for me to eat cleaner and better. That's my shit.
That's a solid goal. That's a good ass goal.
So that's my shit.
For me, probably to... I think one of my goals this year is to really possibly invest in a property. Like, I have some, whether it be like a rental unit or I go in with it on some people. I want to start a property. I want to invest in a property. I definitely have more savings goals. Like, I want to get real cash heavy just in my accounts. I want to start a legit business. Like, I had other businesses, but I really want to start a legit business and like document it and format it from its inception to where it's gonna go. That's a real goal. Like, obviously, because I come up with a thousand ideas a day, but like some of them is just pure execution of I can fucking do this, and it's not that hard to get into it. So just taking those things and really just applying them, taking all the things that I've learned and just start to actually apply them and make it happen. So yeah, share your goals with us, our listeners, when when you listen to this podcast. It will be a new year, but definitely I want start your year off right, start the decade off right. But like I said, the time just keeps moving forward. Don't slow down. Like, just because just because the clock strikes 12 doesn't mean that it erases everything that fucking happened before. You still are the same person, but you need to grow on that and elevate yourself and focus on just focus on being a better version of you, or really going to get what the fuck you want. If you want to live a better lavish lifestyle, make sure everything that you do is able to put you in that position to do that. You feel me?
I feel it. We here.
Yeah.
We here on New Year's Eve. We here on Christmas Eve. What's on New Year's Eve? Oh, actually, it might be New Year's Eve now.
It is New Year's Eve.
Oh
now.
shit! It's New Year's Eve.
Yeah,
we out here dropping it one more time.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Nah, I'm gonna be at the house. I'm gonna be cooling. I'm not gonna.
You're not fucking with the shits.
Nah, I don't want to be in the streets. I just want to chill.
I love the streets, man.
I know.
I want to be in the streets.
Nah, I'm gonna fuck around, go to BJ's and get some. Ever since I've been listening to Area Codes bad so he's like hors d'oeuvres instead of hors d'oeuvres. Go fuck with some hors d'oeuvres. You know what I'm saying? Chef it up at the crib, start the year right. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen,
that's a good way to start the year. It's a great way to start the year.
Start
Relaxation.
Listen,
chill.
Start with some positive vibes. Make sure y'all clean your cribs. Don't be dirty. Clean your cribs. Clean your car, and just light a candle. Put a neo soul playlist on, and get in your bag.
To keep it a buck, but for the last like 5 years of New Year's, for some reason the whole 3, 2, 1, Happy New Year. I never want to do that shit. I just feel like I don't know.
Because people like think.
Fuck? I don't care.
It's
but I'm just saying. I'm just like, all right.
It's a commercialized
like, I don't give a fuck. I'll let do this shit.
But it's a commercialized holiday. Look at everybody like, oh my gosh. Like,
I'm being lame, maybe.
Nah.
I'm being a fucking Buzz Killington. But I don't know. I just be sitting there just like, I don't even fucking do this. Let's just continue our night doing whatever the fuck we was doing. Let the night.
Bro, your New Year is every year on your birthday when you've reached another year of life, not the fucking end of the year.
Oh. He left it with some shit just now.
Nah, that's real shit.
That is facts.
Like, your New Year every year is when you hit a birthday, because that's another year of you being here, opposed to, oh, Happy New Year. Everybody don't reset. The same motherfuckers. The same motherfuckers at 11:59 or the same motherfuckers at 12:01.
I'm gonna be a different motherfucker at 12:01 this year. My whole shit gonna change. I'm be like, watch me tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm cool now. I'm a nice guy now.
Yeah.
Tomorrow I'm gonna have a whole fucking different attitude. Look, don't start no shit with me on 12:01.
Listen, if you gotta cut people off.
I'm cut it. Nah, I'm adding people to my life. I don't cut people. I'm adding people to my life. Fuck that.
Now, why don't you block people?
Nah, man. Fuck all this. Antisocial. Being antisocial is so cool.
I wanted to
antisocial. Fuck that. I'm fucking social, and I ain't cutting nobody off. I'm willing to add niggas in my life and meet new people and learn from motherfuckers. I can't learn from people if I'm cutting everybody off. I need to know who you are.
That's a big fact.
I need to learn from y'all.
Can we save this for next week? But
what,
I do want to talk about
shit?
the people who, like, because there's this new wave and new trend of motherfuckers who's,
I'm
antisocial, or I hate people. And like,
yeah, I hate people.
Like, motherfuckers, I hate that. Like, I hate people.
Yeah,
like, no, the fuck you don't. Like, and where did this hate of people come? Like, how
because you just can't function around people. So you hate people.
Oh, I hate people. Like, no, you shut the fuck up. Like, you get me tight now. Yeah. Like, oh, I don't like to talk on the phone. I like to text. Or like, motherfucker, pick up the phone.
No,
like,
that hate people should have just people.
No, that's just
how you hate people.
It's a new fad.
But I know it's a fad, but how the fuck you hate people? You people.
The same person. Look, the same people who hate people are the same people who look for the gratification from others on Instagram.
That's true.
Or on social media.
That's true, yeah.
They're not like look, back in the day, the people who used to hate people used to be like goth and emo
Yeah.
and to themselves.
Yeah, niggas took goth people the emos must be tight.
I would be
Niggas
sick.
done stole their whole vibe and then revamped it, but was making fun of them when they was doing it.
Dog,
They done stole my whole shit.
I would be sick if I was somebody who was truly
Yeah.
emo and shit. Like I would really.
Nah, I'm like,
I wasn't really on this.
fuck
way.
out of
Like,
here. I've been on this. I've been on my emo shit.
I was the weird kid in the class.
Yeah,
in the
I was
corner.
weird, nigga.
Like, niggas like, yeah,
Nah, you weird. You not weird. You're just on drugs.
He don't talk to
Fuck.
anybody. He's just in the corner. He don't talk to like he's weird.
You're not
Like,
weird. He's high. I'm weird.
And then
Fuck
now,
out of here.
look, and now everybody's sitting there. I'm antisocial.
Yeah.
I don't like to talk to people.
Well,
I
you know,
hate-
if you're antisocial, you know what you do? You just take a picture. You make this face. Look away at the camera.
Yeah, I don't really like to talk to people like that. You know, I don't like to go out and be in crowds.
I'm antisocial face.
Yeah, and then people sit there and then post it on Instagram looking for people to give them gratification. The same motherfuckers you say you hate.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. Miss me with that bullshit.
Niggas be in the most social field in the world talking about I'm antisocial. Niggas be doing the most socialist things.
Think about it. Like, think about it. If you are antisocial, why
You're
you
on social media telling people you're anti-social.
Yes.
Shut the fuck up.
If you truly antisocial, you wouldn't
You
be on
wouldn't
these
even
platforms.
be on there. You know who's antisocial?
Who?
Mad niggas who don't even have Instagram who are fucking famous probably because they just don't fuck with the internet. Then the niggas who don't be having Twitter don't have no social shit.
Yeah.
They only fuck with who they fuck with.
They be like, nah, I'm really at the crib. But look, like you said, people used to get shitted on all through years of school because they were antisocial and they were weird. And like,
Nah, that's the bag.
they were weird, but now it's the bag. Oh, I'm really antisocial.
Yeah.
Fuck up.
Doing mad social shit.
We're taking mad pictures every chance you get.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah, dude, you out here popping bottles and shit.
Yeah.
But you mad antisocial.
You in a section looking at people like this.
Yeah. Y'all niggas need to stop with that bullshit. Y'all
Everybody,
making fun of
look,
emo kids.
we listen. 2020, we calling out the lies.
Yeah, I'm calling it out.
We're
But I'm
calling
adding people to my life though, for real.
No, for real. Most
I'm not cutting
definitely.
nobody
Listen, we
off. I'm
adding
not like
people.
cutting nobody
But-
makes me mad enough to cut them off.
No, but we cutting out all the bullshit. All the bullshit, all these fake facades, all this fake shit, like fake antisocial, we calling that shit out. All the
Fake wokes. Call it the fake wokes.
fake wokes. Oh, definitely fake
Fake
wokes.
wokes gotta go. Let me tell you why the fake wokes gotta go. Y'all fucking up the mission, yo. The black fake wokes be fucking up the mission. The mission was to create equality for us and for us to get better opportunities. Oh, I got some shit I wanted to talk about. I gotta save it for the next pod.
You don't have to.
Though. Yo, I always thought black people getting reparations was some wild, far-fetched fucking request.
Mm-hmm.
Until I fucking found out Jewish people get reparations.
Yeah, and they
Nigga.
I thought Asian people got it too.
Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't know either. But I thought nobody was fucking getting reparations.
No, they been got it.
Nigga, tell me why a client came into my office and was like, "Hi, I just need to, I need help with this deposit. I'm supposed to come in, it didn't come in." And then somebody told me that, oh yes, she gets a check from Germany. And I'm like, she gets a check from Germany. I'm pretty sure she's never been to Germany and she's not going to Germany because she don't fuck with Germany for obvious reasons.
Mm-hmm.
She's old as hell, old ass white woman. And she's like, and they're like, nah, she gets checks from them as reparation checks.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, these niggas, I was like, these niggas is getting reparations?
Yeah.
And we in our own country, they're getting reparations from a whole nother country who violated them. We're in our own country who violated us, and that's just blasphemy for us to get our reparations. Fuck reparations, we didn't even get what was promised to us.
Nothing.
So we didn't get what was promised, and we're not gonna get reparations. Meanwhile, these niggas is getting reparations from Germany because Germany violated. Even them as a whole nother country feels like, yeah, we violated. Yeah, we OD'd. These niggas is like, yeah, we OD'd. But these niggas is like, our own niggas is like, and that's why I will keep saying, I don't give a fuck if y'all niggas scam the government. Y'all can violate because they don't really give a fuck about
But that's
that.
not about the scammers. This is more so just about.
It's not, but fuck them. That's bullshit. We need to be getting our reparations.
Well, I just think it's more so how people view us, like how our society views us. They view us in a certain light, and they will always view us in this light.
Cancel all black student loans.
I mean, but also I just think
white
that
people gonna be pissed, but
people,
sorry.
our people need to see a higher value and appreciation of each other and build up a stronger black community instead of tearing each other down like we do all the time, because that was rooted in slavery. We just need to work together and build each other up.
The Eddie Murphy shit was whack when he brought up Bill Cosby.
Yeah, like,
That was whack.
but you didn't say that about Harvey.
That was whack.
You didn't say that about
Nah, that was whack.
Charlie.
That was whack.
What the fuck is his name?
That was whack. He should know better. He
Son
should
of
know that
House
was
of
whack.
Cards. Like, but you see, like, you
That was
ripping,
whack.
you tearing
We're so
down.
comfortable. We're so comfortable tearing. Like y'all keep bringing up Bill Cosby. Y'all keep bringing up O.J. Simpson. How many times y'all gonna bring up negative? Y'all keep bringing up R.
And
Kelly.
but
Y'all gonna bring up R. Kelly. R. Kelly's already in jail.
no, but fuck
and y'all
all-
still talking about R.
no,
Kelly.
no, but fuck all that. Like, that's somebody who did the crime, by all means.
Where all these other niggas at?
No, I'm just saying, Bill. Bill was wilding too. So by all means, but at the same time, I like when it comes to OJ. I don't like how people still like talk about him and like have this notion. He did it. He went to court. He fought his case. He won.
But that's us, bro. We keep bringing it up.
But that's the problem. Like
We don't want to live.
He should be able to live like in truly think of it, and it stems with this whole notion of people accusing people or condemning them when they're alleged.
You know what we should do? We should do what that side does. We should make a documentary about R. Kelly, right? And OJ,
Mm-hmm.
and anybody else the fuck you want to name, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna glorify the fuck out of them, and then talk about how smart and how clever and how how conniving and how even though they were evil, they were just so smart and so clever and just it was just wow. They really fooled us, and we never would have thought they would have done something like that. Why don't we just come up with a documentary like that? Since we want to talk about them so bad, we'll keep bringing this up. O.J. Simpson was so smart and so clever that he went and bodied those two people. Since that's what y'all think, he went and bodied those two people, got away with it, lived his life, and got locked up later for some small shit because he could.
For some dumb shit that they set him up for.
Yeah, he could do that. That's how clever he was. That's
Yeah.
how I'm gonna talk about him from now on when that niggas bring him up. Nah, that nigga was smart. He tricked y'all.
I just want people.
He fooled y'all.
I just want people to stop with this whole, like, yo, just because somebody accuses you of something doesn't mean that it's true and doesn't mean that it's a conviction.
It depends. In today's day, it is.
Yeah.
It does.
It's so damning. It's just like people say something and they run with it rather than figuring out all the facts before they condemn somebody.
It depends who you are.
No, but that shit needs to stop. Like before, like look with the Jussie Smollett, what Dave spelled Juicy Smollett.
Yeah.
No, but look at that. When that came out, I said, I had conversations with people and I said, yeah, I'ma chill. Like this doesn't sound right now to me. Like if it happened, it's completely fucked up. Like obviously they should be penalized to the full effect. But I'm gonna hold off right now. It doesn't sound right. And they're like, oh, people, people don't protect gay people. People think that gay rights and da-da-da, they don't take it seriously and all this other shit. Like going crazy. And then, as you saw, the weeks went by, shit started to add up. He was wilding talking about I'm the gay Tupac. That he was like,
That was a while.
he was on his press run and all this stuff. And then you're hearing all the details of the case. And then it comes out, yeah, he set the whole shit up. And then now all these people who were gung-ho, jamming it, ramming it into everybody's mentions and social media timelines about how gay rights are unprotected and da-da-da-da-da and all this shit, now have to backtrack because this motherfucker set this whole shit up. If you had just waited and let everything surface, when the conviction happened, if it truly did happen, that's when you do that shit. Not upon hearing it. This shit spread so viral. Like that, look, here's another lesson. Like that little girl in the Bronx who fucking set up her own fucking kidnapping.
Yeah.
People, what they did after, like, obviously that spread, it was crazy. And, everybody shared it. I shared it. But what people said, once they found out that it was staged, people were like, oh, they don't know her living conditions at home. Da-da-da-da.
I saw that, yeah.
Bro.
It's not making excuses. Niggas make excuses for themselves and other people.
Bro. Don't say shit about no living conditions.
Yeah.
She staged a fucking kidnapping.
Yeah. And she took advantage of y'all weak hearts.
Yes.
Because everybody was weak to what was going on with the sex
trafficking and everything.
So she capitalized on that energy to try to get everybody to. Yeah, I mean I don't even know why everybody's too triggered and too sensitive. Like gay people made that whole Jussie Smollett shit about the gayness, and I wasn't like I was looking at him as a human being that got jumped, and I looked at the scenario like
How would
that.
they know he was
and
gay?
when I looked at it like that, then when you look at it out of your own personal emotions attached to it, that's when it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so how did they know he was gay? Did he announce he's gay before they started beating him up?
Exactly.
Like, there's a lot of shit that just didn't make sense. It was like, okay, so he had a rope tied around his neck,
Mm-hmm.
and then he went home with
And
a
left it
rope
on.
still on his neck. Nigga, if you have anything tied around your neck that's not your own chain, I don't give a fuck what's happening to you. The first thing, your natural reaction of your human
take it
body
off.
would be, you don't know this thing's dirty. You don't know if it has anything on.
Not even
You're gonna
that.
take this shit off your neck.
No.
You're not gonna have something on your skin that's not something you put there.
Bro,
So it's like,
you could do your own research right
isn't
now.
about-
Look, you could do your own research right now. You could walk around with a rope and try to throw it on somebody's neck randomly, and I guarantee you, each person's reaction would be to take the shit off immediately.
immediately.
Bro, you're not.
You
I
can't walk home with a rope.
I
on
wanted
your
to save
neck.
it for evidence, and not even that, bro.
Why can't you save it for evidence off your neck? That doesn't even make sense.
Bro,
That's weird.
motherfuckers try to
Who
tell.
thinks like that? If somebody's trying to kill you, so if somebody's trying to kill you, you're gonna be thinking about what you should do for the evidence.
Dog, it was 30 fucking. It was below 30 degrees outside. You tell me this nigga walked to the subway in a sweatshirt?
First of all, what's the point of a noose? Let me ask you a question. What is a noose? What is a noose for? This is very simple. This is so simple that it's crazy that we have to, like, people even were like confused about this. Shows you how weak-minded our society is. What is a noose for? A noose is for hanging somebody.
Mhm.
All right. So why would anybody ever have a noose to put on somebody
Mm-hmm.
to then beat them up?
Mm-hmm.
That's like me bringing. That's retarded as fuck. That's like me bringing. That's like me shooting you with a gun and killing you, and then stabbing you after I shot you.
No,
You'd be
I mean,
like,
there are people like that. Who
okay,
are
so
legit
that was a bad
deranged and
analogy.
Crazy,
That was a
but-
bad analogy. But the noose shit doesn't make it. You can't bring it. Nobody in the history of noose has ever brought a noose to put around somebody's neck without the intention of hanging them.
Yeah.
Were they even around trees? Like,
No,
where
it's
you?
a
Where do you?
fucking a subway. I mean, not a subway, an underpass.
Okay, so you're gonna put a noose on somebody's neck. So you're trying to make this racial. It's obvious that you try to make it racial and homophobic together, because people don't put nooses on niggas' necks to beat them up.
Yeah.
You bring up if there was a bat,
Yeah.
if there was a weapon, then we'd be like, okay, this is now making more sense. Once I'm like, so they put I heard that shit. I'm like, so they put a noose on this nigga and but didn't have the intention of hanging him.
And threw bleach on him.
Oh, I forgot about the bleach thing.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fucking weird items to be carrying around.
In
Bleach,
wait.
noose.
In negative 30-degree weather. At look at 2 a.m. in the morning. Like if you use.
But
big-
why is this? But why did this story even get treated?
Because
Why didn't it get treated realistically? This doesn't make sense. Realistically, come on. The bleach thing was weird. Everybody knew that was weird from the jump.
Because people, that shit made me look up the freezing point for bleach.
I was just gonna ask you a question. If you do throw bleach on somebody, what happens? What's supposed to happen?
Nothing.
So what's the point of it?
You know, it's bleach. I mean,
No, I don't get it. What is that? What is that supposed to happen? What was the like? Let's say hypothetically they wanted to throw bleach on him. Okay, were they gonna put it in his mouth and make him drink it? I don't like. What was the point of the bleach?
I have no idea.
Did they use any homophobic slurs? They did, right?
Yeah, they called him a faggot nigga.
Oh, they just did the double. They just did the double.
Yeah.
They just do the double. Well, I mean, you didn't have to tell, sir. You didn't have to call me a faggot nigga. I
Yeah.
can see with the noose and everything else you just did how you feel. But it's like, yo, I don't know, man. That shit was just, to me. I was like, when I heard that story, I'm like, that nigga's really just gonna eat this shit up right off the rip.
Bro, when they said he threw bleach on him, you know what I instantly thought in my head?
What?
What is the freezing point of bleach?
I didn't
Because
think
it was
that.
like negative 20 in Chicago during that time. Freezing point of bleach is 19 degrees. So how the fuck did you throw it? You ever seen the videos with people when it's so cold outside, they boil hot
Yeah,
water and they
yeah,
throw that
yeah,
shit
it
up
doesn't-
and
yeah.
it condenses?
Yeah.
Basic shit, like you sometimes, and this is like just goes back to the larger point. Sometimes it's just best to sit and just decipher all the
But
information.
this doesn't
People-
even take deciphering. This just take
No,
basic knowledge.
but people are so reactionary that they forget to just think. Like sometimes every action doesn't warrant a reaction. Sometimes you just need to sit and think about it.
I don't even if I'm on this case, I don't even have to talk to Jussie Smollett. I literally don't. I could just go up to the fucking people who apparently did this to him. I could ask them one question. I could just be like, what were your intentions with this noose and with the bleach? And why were you guys out at that time? And how did you guys know he was going to be there? I don't need to talk to Jesse. I need the answers to those questions.
Bro,
Because those questions would already determine everything right
that's
then
what
and
they
there.
did when they found
Like,
the two.
I just need that. That's
when they
it.
found the two Nigerian dudes. Hey, he couldn't even get no white people to do
This
it.
nigga even get, yeah, like, what?
Nah,
This
but
story was a shit show.
but you see that one story and see how it went all the way left, and that's exactly what
We all the way left right now because this shit is crazy.
No, it is, but at the same time, but that's the shit that people need to stop sharing bad information. Do your due diligence before the information, before you start reposting and doing shit. Yeah, but listen, thank you for listening to another episode of the If You Know You Know podcast.
Tune in. Happy
Listen,
New Year.
Happy New Year. Listen, a DWI is not fucking worth it. Pay however much that Uber costs because you don't want your life to get fucked up over a DWI.
Get that hotel.
Get that hotel, put it on your credit card, pay
Sleep
that
in your
shit off the
friend's
next
crib.
month. Yes. Please do not drive drunk.
Or sleep in your car. I've done that shit before.
Yeah, don't drive drunk. Be safe out here. Fuck with us next week. You know the vibes.
You're ready.
We'll holla at you.
YBN Vlad.